Dementia is one of the hardest diseases to deal with as a family. Seeing your loved ones slip away right before your eyes while they remain physically there is tough. Luckily, there are groups in town to help you during this difficult time, and one of them is the International Christian Dementia Network. Here to tell us all about it, we have Linda Munson. She's the director of the International Christian Dementia Network. Linda, great to have you on today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, tell us how this got started. I'm so glad we have this in our town.
Well, my husband was diagnosed in 2017, and I was overwhelmed. I have a friend in ministry. Her husband was also diagnosed, and so she could help me through a lot of things. But I asked her, is there any place in town that I can go as a Christian and be able just to sit down with another person or people and just talk about this? And there wasn't.
Wow.
There was, and so we are interdenominational. And God just one day spoke to my heart and said, start your group.
Good for you.
So we did, and we launched our website last fall, and the website has a lot of information in it. But today I want to talk about the support group.
Yes, please. Okay, so I'm so proud of you and impressed because so many wives and mothers and children have loved ones with dementia, and you took that and then made something so positive out of it.
Has to be positive because we live in denial a lot. You know, there's a lot of things that caregivers go through with their loved one, and we have to take good care of ourselves so we can take good care of our loved ones.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Okay, and speaking of taking care of caregivers, you're going to have a support group soon. Tell us about that.
It's at the Wellness Senior Solutions on Shaw. I think you're going to give the address on that. And it's this Friday at 2 o'clock. We started it last fall, but this is the new year. So our new group will meet this Friday at 2 o'clock.
Okay, this Friday at 2 o'clock, and tell us that building again.
It's Well-Being Senior Solutions on Shaw.
On Shaw, Well-Being Senior Solutions at 2 o'clock on January 18th, this Friday. And what can folks expect?
We welcome anybody who is caregiving and who has the love of Christ in their heart and needs this type of support. And we can just expect to come together in our common denominator is knowing Jesus Christ. And we'll come together and we'll talk about what we're going through at the time. And we have we're at different levels because dementia has a lot of different arms and different dimensions. So we'll talk about where they are and how we can help each other. And the scripture says we bear one another's burdens. So we'll open in prayer and we will end in prayer. But in the meantime, during that hour, we're just going to love on each other and care for each other of what each other's going through. And
it's so important to know that you have a support network and to know you're not alone and there are other people out there who are caring for their loved ones and are feeling all the overwhelming feelings that you are.
There are over 50,000 homes in this San Joaquin Valley who are touched with dementia. And so there's a lot of people out there who absolutely have nowhere to go because they don't have, maybe they don't even have a local church they go to, but they believe that God is their answer. And God is our answer. He's my comfort.
Yes, He's our comfort. He's our compass.
Yes.
And we're so glad that you started this. What is something that you think caregivers are ashamed or afraid to say out loud, but they are safe in your group and they say it and feel better about?
You know, dementia is something that is a mental issue, which a lot of people in our sphere of influence seem to step back from instead of don't want to ask questions or don't want to even be around them anymore. It's a whole different thing. If you were diagnosed with cancer, it would be different. But this is a whole different realm of a disease. And it has a life of its own, and it has one day is different than the next day. These people coming together as caregivers, sometimes we're caught in a fog, and it's totally one day different than the other. And so we come together and just kind of talk over things. We're also, different agencies in town have said, we'll come to the group anytime you want us.
Great.
So we will have specialists come in And we can
help
ask
people.
questions one-on-one.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? You're so right, though. Dementia every day is different. You
Yes.
never know what to expect, and it is a struggle and it's a journey. So thank goodness we have each other. Your website, icdnetwork.net.
Yes.
Okay, well that is just a wealth of information there, and don't forget, this is just the first caregiver meeting
Right, for this year.
Of many,
Yes.
I'm sure, to come.
And they need to call and just report that they may be coming, because we have this wonderful conference room, but we don't have too many chairs in there, so we just would like confirmation.
Okay, well that number, folks, 559-267-8672.
Right.
Please RSVP for this caregiver meeting Friday, January 18th, and we are just so blessed that you're here and that you started this amazing support group.
Thank you.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.